Be me. 8 to 9 years ago. Be into recreational diving. My friend Dan and I take a boat out on the ocean with our girlfriends. Plan to test out some new gear/equipment we'd purchased. On a scale of 1 to 10 on the nice day out scale, it's fucking 30 out of 10. Nice clear skies, shining sun. Dan and I get our suits on, get tanks and prepare to go down below into the ocean. Our girlfriends stay topside on the boat. We descend, basically start off by dicking around and I make a joke about finding pirate treasure or something. We're exploring well below the surface but there's still light, mostly getting a sight of the sea life. Schools upon schools of fish. Not gonna lie, shit was pretty cash. But that suddenly changes when the fish all begin dispersing frantically. They're noping right the fuck out. We start to think, oh shit, a big ass shark is nearby. Dan and I get a brief glimpse of a shadow above us. This fucking thing is no fucking shark. It's more cylindrical, fast, it swam right above us. Want to freak the fuck out but can't, as that would be potentially dangerous. We look above us to see if we could get a better view. Don't entirely have to, this thing noticed us. Imagine your traditional Chinese dragon, now add fins/flippers in place of arms, has reptile-esque facial features. All in all, Dan and I are at a loss. This is a real-life sea monster. It eyes us for a few seconds, then snaps its jaws at us, like a kind of warning before it swims off in another direction. Dan and I use this as an opportunity to swim back up to the surface. We get back on the boat, begin swearing and screaming and freaking the ever-living fuck out. The girls had seen some sort of dark outline some time prior to our sighting. We nope the fuck out of that particular area, get back to the marina, and swear to never tell anyone what happened. Still dived, still do so in the ocean waters. But man, that entire day fucked me right up.
2009. Just graduated high school. Going camping with friends to celebrate. Camping in an abandoned church house, that is. Church itself is spooky but basically an empty building. Is a very small formerly Baptist church which has a reputation around town for being haunted. Typical fare, graffiti, pentagrams etc. The church house was where it's at. Old 2-story wooden house built in the 20s connected to the church. Overlooks old graveyard. Ultimate spook setting to drop acid. For us, all retarded, all very high on acid. Wandering around the house with candles. We had flashlights in our pockets but candles are spookier. It's hitting hard, I'm seeing spirals and fluctuations in the dark. I see a figure. Is it an illusion? No, it's too real. Anyone who has done acid knows that it's not like in the movies, your perception changes but you don't see like dragons and full-on hallucinations. Figure walks up to me, it's a black girl who looks my age. She's wearing a dirty nightgown kinda thing. Maybe just a really big men's dress shirt, I don't know. Titties jiggling under the thin fabric, shits cash. Stutter out a hey. Totally confused, tripping balls. She pulls out one titty. Think that's weird, just one, but okay. She pinches her nip. It starts making a sound like when you pinch the end of a balloon while the air is coming out. I can fucking feel the breeze of air escaping her titty. Her body deflates and falls on the floor. What the fuck? Am weirdly not affected, probably the drugs. Regroup with friends, don't mention it. Go back and look in the morning. There's a huge pile of hair on the ground where the woman deflated. Never do acid again.
14 years old. Parents are super religious. They send me to a Bible camp for a week. Honestly pretty based. It's at a really nice cabin in the woods with other cabins located nearby. One had a really cool rec room. Lots of Christian cuties too, including one curly-haired chick who was crushing on me pretty hard. Feels good, man. Anyway. I like to get up really early and walk through the woods. Occasionally run into horny teens having sex cack. Last morning there. Get up extra early and head to a nearby lake. They had fishing rods on site that they let us borrow. Fishing.gif. 30 minutes later it starts getting light out. I spot movement across the lake. Something moving through the trees really fucking fast. Can't make out the shape at first, but it's gotta be tall. Treetops are shaking as it moves. It's coming around the lake towards me. Nope. Reel in my line and fuck off back to the cabin. Hear the trees rustling loudly the whole time. Then the rustling stops. Glance back. The thing is out on the open now and I get a good look at it in the morning sun. All black, featureless, very slim and tall. Over 9 feet easy. It's standing on the trail behind me, not pursuing. It starts to shake really fast, then I hear a loud whistling, almost like when a bomb drops in a cartoon. Nearly trip and eat my shit because I'm staring back at this thing. Run the rest of the way back, one of the camp staff members sees me. What's wrong? I tell him what I saw, he just nods. I believe you, Anon. But I don't think you should tell anyone about it. I doubt anyone else would believe you. It's your last day here. Just enjoy it. I take his advice and keep my mouth shut. Make out with curly hair at a huge bonfire later that night. Hear the same whistling as before coming from the trees. Don't care, my boner's in charge. Didn't ever see it again.
Be me. 16-year-old in late 90s. Home alone one night and my family is out at a restaurant. I was grounded for calling my little brother a bundle of sticks after he kicked me in the dick. Little brother got off scot-free. I didn't and still don't do drugs. Pretty decent kid for the most part. I'm laying in my bed staring at the weird popcorn looking shit on the ceiling at night until I hear the trash cans rattle. We lived in a rural area so raccoons and possums were common. I grabbed my pellet rifle and walked to the back door and stopped when I hear chattering. It sounded like chirping and clicking. I really don't know how to describe it at all. I quietly open the door and walk out to where the trash cans were. I see little greenish gray skinned things. They had pointy elf ears and were no taller than a medium-sized dog. They had large completely black eyes and slits for mouths. They were really skinny, so skinny to the point that I could see their bones and rib cages. Sorry for the drawing, I'm really not that great at drawing. One's rummaging through the trash can while 3 others and tearing up trash bags and messing with the garbage. I shoot one and the pellet goes into its back. It didn't bleed but it turned around and made a loud shrieking noise. They all turn around and start shrieking. The little gremlins start throwing garbage at me and I bolt back inside and lock the door. I stay in my room until my parents get home. While waiting, those things threw rocks at my window. They weren't strong enough to break it but they did crack it. I've never seen them again and hope I never do. I know this wasn't really scary but I just wanted to get this off my chest.
Be 7-year-old Anon. Remember having to travel to city for some kind of dental appointment. Remember waiting with mom and dad. Remember them being awfully kind of quiet. Nurse arrives and takes me to a big room. Don't remember what the nurse tells me before the dentist comes in. He says he has to put me asleep with gas. Being the little child that I am, I find it odd but don't question because I think I could beat the gas and stay up. They put a mask over my face, then they leave the room. I remember thinking this won't work as I look around the room. But it does, and maybe 2 minutes after they left I'm out. I wake up with a jolt and find myself in darkness with little light. I remember finding myself tied upside down, spread-eagled with only pants on. I look ahead at the back of many heads, sitting faced towards something. I look past the heads to the giant screen they are watching. There's a person being cut up on and operated on. All I could do is scream incoherently for my mom and dad. I remember one of the heads turning at some point, and they have a doctor's mask, like in Pick related, and they were wearing glasses. It's a man. He brings a finger up to his mouth, and says something but I don't remember it. He turns back around, and I am stuck in this theater. At some point I tire myself out screaming and go unconscious. When I wake up again I am back in house with my parents, and it is night. I don't know why but I pull up my shirt to look at something that isn't there. I don't know if what happened was a nightmare or not, and it confuses and terrifies me to the point of not being able to sleep. In the morning I asked Dad and Mom when we got back from the city, and they said yesterday morning. I don't know how to ask them the next question, I don't know the right questions to ask. So I just ask, did anything happen? They say, like what? Anything weird? I ask. Did you have a nightmare, Anon? I only look at Mom. Well. No, I finally say. Then why did you ask? I don't know. Never tell anyone what happened all these years because I wasn't sure if it did happen or not. But the fucking sheer feeling of dread and horrors still remain, and I still clearly remember flying to that city with parents and waiting with them before the nurse got me.